Hey guys, Pat Ryerke here, also known as the Patriarchy. All hail the Patriarchy, well into 2017. Men horrified by woman-only screening of Wonder Woman. So this is a really smug fucking article from Hollywood Reporter about the reaction to the Alamo Drafthouse women's-only screening of Wonder Woman. Let me get this out of the way. I actually, unlike some other people who have done videos about this on YouTube I've seen, I would recommend them. Captain Cummings did a video on this. This was brought up to me by my friend Scumbag. Go look at his channel, Scumbag Entertainment. He told me about this, that there was a Wonder Woman only screening at the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin. I actually am from Texas and grew up there, and I've been to the Alamo Drafthouse, and I've been to Austin many times. Now here's the thing, Austin is the coolest fucking place in Texas, no doubt. If you want to go hear live music, see art, movies, go to an awesome festival, I mean, it's great. It's just a great place. It's a little oasis. However, it is social justice bullshit. It's Portland 2.0. They're basically a bunch of hipsters. I mean, it is. I hate to be that way. I love Austin, but it's just filled with social justice bullshit. It always was. Tim League, the starter of the Alamo Drafthouse, I have met before in person. He probably doesn't remember me at all because I was a random guy at the movie theater before, but I've met Tim League. I've heard interviews with Tim League. Tim League's great that he started this, he's produced movies, and it's a cool theater chain. You can drink beer there and eat food. People aren't allowed to text and talk during the movie. They hold special screenings for all sorts of old movies and stuff. It's awesome. It's an awesome theater chain. Really, I recommend going there. However, Tim League, and I say this without any bit of resistance to it, really, fighting to say it. Tim League's a bit of a social justice warrior. Everything that you would think, you know, hating the Republicans, being completely, you know, LGBT, trans rights, gender fluidity. I mean, everything you could think of, feminism, Tim League falls into that category. Easily. That's not a criticism of Tim League. I think Tim League's a wonderful guy. I'm just saying that's Tim League. Tim League is that guy. He has the same viewpoints as a lot of the social justice movement, the regressive left. Now he doesn't act upon it, so who gives a fuck? And honestly, I don't care that there's an Alamo, there's a screening just for women. Now, Captain Cummings said it was against law, the equality law, and they're not allowed to do this, and they could be sued over it. I don't know if that's true, but that's possibly true. The offense was just too much for some to bear. But now people are mocking this. If you can't see the blinding hypocrisy that they're holding a women's-only screening for Wonder Woman because she's the first female superhero movie, I guess, to get a major superhero film, even though that's not true, why is she owned by women? Where is this exclusivity women have? Men read Wonder Woman. Men made Wonder Woman popular. I like Wonder Woman. All of the Wonder Woman comics are not predominantly bought, I'm assuming, 70% by women. Men like Wonder Woman, too. Wonder Woman is not owned by women. She's not exclusive to women, just like Batman or Spider-Man or Superman are not exclusive to men, that women like those characters too. Girls really like Deadpool. Deadpool's really popular with women. Men don't own Deadpool. In fact, one could argue an all-female screening at Deadpool would have made more sense than a Wonder Woman screening. Now, the screening sold out, but this article, this just embodies, they're so pissed at the guys complaining, like, but you know, if the opposite happened, if they held an all-male screening and feminists are outraged, everyone would go, well, yeah, I can get this, though, women aren't represented enough. It's like the systemic racist argument. It's like, well, black people can't be racist because we don't benefit from the privilege that white people do. It's like, no, you can be a racist asshole. It's like this. It's like, oh, well, this isn't sexist or fucked up because women are oppressed more. It's like, no, it's fucked up. You're telling men, hey, don't come to this screening, this is just for women. Because women need to be in a group together, a collective of women need to be in a group together to watch Wonder Woman? So you're saying that women need to have a group think together to enjoy a movie or not, that it's something special to them to be in a group of women? Like, oh, I don't want to come see that movie with my boyfriend or any of my guy friends, I just want to be in a screening with women. That's fucking stupid. It really is. It's just stupid. It's arbitrary. I don't care that they're doing it, I just find it stupid. It seems like they just did it to get press and cause some kind of outrage. It really didn't seem like it had any purpose. I don't know if Tim League just wanted to be like, raw feminism, let's have an all-female screening. And they're like, oh, they sold out. It's like, yeah, all the screenings were going to sell out anyway. It's the Drafthouse in Austin, and it's a new movie, and it's a superhero film. It would sell out no matter what. You could probably have an all-black person screening, and it would sell out. I mean, okay, it's fucking... It's time to pour one out for the countless male tears that are being shed in Austin, Texas, over a grave injustice some men feel is being committed against the fragile male species. Oh yeah, what a great writer you are for The Hollywood Reporter. What nuance you're showing in this article. A movie theater in Austin is daring to host, gasp, a woman-only screening of Wonder Woman. The potential threat to world order is tremendous and truly terrifying for some men in Texas, or at least trolls on Facebook, who are absolutely aghast that Alamo Drafthouse Theater is trying to celebrate the biggest female icon in the comic book world. Once again, holding an all-female screening kind of misses the point, in my eyes. It kind of misses the point of diversity in Wonder Woman and the success. I think it's the opposite. It's actually kind of backwards. Where we'll be able to watch this movie, the men saw, but the same exact theater, which is also, of course, showing regular screenings as well. But we will ever get our own male comic book superhero, the men despair? Yeah, try almost every other superhero movie ever. Yeah, just because, once again, women go to see those movies too. Women like Iron Man and Thor and Hulk. They like them too. Women actually very much like Thor. In reality, the reactions are much more predictable. The Drafthouse event invitation reads, "Apologies, gentlemen, but we're embracing our girl power and saying no guys allowed for one special night at the Alamo Ritz. And when we say people who identify as women only, we mean it." Alright, well then I'm going to identify as a woman and come to your screening as a trans. And you're going to have to let me in or I'm going to do a video about you being a bigot. Everyone working at this screening, venue staff, projectionist, and culinary team will be female. Why? So women are going to serve other women food and project the movie? What significance does that have? I hope this movie sucks. I mean, I didn't want this to suck, but I hope this movie's terrible. Because it would just make this hilarious. Like, they're all sitting there watching a bad movie. I hope someone sues this discrimination based on sex, remarked one man on Twitter. Great, let us know when you have guys-only screenings of Thor, Spider-Man, Star Wars, etc. Let you walk the walk now that you sit the presidents. Oh, okay, he did write the wrong... Who meant to say president? Yeah, I was wondering, I was like, that's not written right. Okay. Meant to say president. Yeah, I was like, what is that, presidents? The Drafthouse was replying to many of the complaints. When one man asked if they had held a men-only screening, the Drafthouse said, "We've never done showings where you had to be a man to get in, but we did show the Entourage movie a few years ago." Oh, look, we're trying to be clever. And we failed horribly. They also encouraged someone else to host a private men-only event if they so desired. No, because we're not shitty like that. We're not telling women not to come to a screening of a movie. Because it's kind of fucked up. Do you not see how this is fucked up? I don't know why they're making fun of it. It's fucked up. Your moralizing argument that it's because Wonder Woman is the first female superhero to get a big movie, it's empowering for women. That's a backwards message. That's telling women they need to stay with other women and not embrace other people and the opposite gender because wah woman. I'm sorry you guys want to ignore Elektra because it sucked and Catwoman because it sucked and other superhero films that had female leads in it because they were shitty. But they've existed. And you didn't go support them back then. Just like female sports, as Captain Cummings brought up, and I bring up a lot, did not do well. Female sports do not do well as male sports because females just don't watch sports as much or buy the merchandise. And they prefer to watch male sports. Women never put their money where their mouth is, or the feminists don't when they do this kind of stuff. Men are predominantly going to go see this movie, probably. Wonder Woman. It's probably going to mostly be seen by men. Not like Beauty and the Beast, which is predominantly seen by women. And I guarantee you that the people are going to buy the DVDs and support this movie the most are going to be men, and probably even buying the merchandise. But no, let's hold a woman's only screening because women own Wonder Woman because she's a woman. Because that's what defines her for you, is that she's a woman. Not her character, not who she is, what she does, her relationship with the Justice League, her grandioseness, her mythical nature within the DC universe, the Trinity of her, Batman, and Superman. You don't give a shit about that. It's just that she has a vagina. Which I hope the movie isn't just a bunch of raw feminism power shit. I don't think it looks that much like that. It looks like her and Chris Pine are going to have a relationship that's developed and not like men and women versus each other, but they have to work together, which I support as a message in a movie. But, there were also some men who voiced their support of the event. "This is a great idea, and I will see it another time," said one commenter. "Wow, that was easier than deciding to feel persecuted. Haha, now I'm gonna go watch a black guy sleep with my wife." The theater company has already sold out both women-only screenings and told Mashable it is planning to bring the idea to other locations. Oh my god, they're going to spread this across the country. Women-only screenings. Yeah, that's... To me, it's just fucked up. I'm sorry. It's like holding an all-black screening for a Tyler Perry movie or an all-white screening for a Friends reunion. It's like, come on. Everybody can like something. I mean, I don't really support stuff like that where you just invite one group of people to come to a thing. Once again, I can get it. I'm not knocking it entirely, but I don't really think for a movie like this is populist entertainment. Wonder Woman's not a strong... It's not going to have a strong thematic depth that's going to define our modern day ideas of men. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Read a book. Read literature. There's female writers and great characters in literature. Watch other movies or TV shows. Like, have you not watched Game of Thrones for the last 8 years? There's this chick with dragons that kicks everyone's ass and is probably going to win at the end, and all these other women that kick ass, but fuck them. They're not Wonder Woman. Oh, and that's the biggest show on TV, you know, but I guess the mother of dragons isn't Wonder Woman. She's not from Mascara. I just put my mascara on. As Gizmodo's Beth Elderkin points out, yeah, good old Gizmodo. Gizmo. Since 1920, there has been about 130 superhero and comic book films with solo protagonists in the United States, both on the big and small screens. Do you know how many of those 130 films had female leads? 8. But yeah, the real issue is whether men are getting their due. That's because even women prefer to see men in masculine roles beating up other people because it's hard to believe women's physicality totally to beat up. I say this with Daredevil Season 2. Matt Murdock, the actor Charlie Cox, looks kind of physical enough to take on the people when he kicks their ass, and it works. The chick who plays Elektra looks like she weighs 100 pounds. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Bruce Lee only weighed like 135 pounds. I could lift a barbell of that in front of him, but she's knocking down dudes that weigh like a lot and kicking them. And it's like, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Rey in The Force Awakens. It's hard for me to believe that she can just physically overpower Kylo Ren and all these people when, you know, he's like a 6'5" giant dude. I get the Force and all that. It just doesn't visually look as... Where, like, Luke gets his ass kicked by Darth Vader, because Darth Vader's a giant in Empire Strikes Back, and Luke gets his ass kicked pretty much. He gets his hand cut off, and it's like, yeah, I can buy that. This guy can't fight him. But it seems like today it's like, no, women can kick everyone's ass. Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, love that movie, but, like, she's just some tall chick just beating the shit out of these huge men. These giant men, and then Mad Max is getting his ass kicked. He's getting thrown around, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, what? This movie, Wonder Woman has superpowers and she's saving Chris Pine a lot, so that makes sense. But it's like you don't get it. Women like to see superheroes. People like Superman and Batman because they buy men in those roles. Captain Marvel's going to come out and be, even though it's probably going to be the most feminist fucking movie ever. I'm really worried about that. But Jessica Jones, I mean, and I don't know, superheroes were always kind of a guy thing. Guys read more comic books. It was more for men. It's like video games, and then when Gamergate happened and all that stuff, it's like, hey, fuck you, sexist assholes. It's like, no, we made these books popular. We're the ones that put it on the map. We're the ones that cared about it and nurtured it and fought for these movies to get made, and then you fucking tell us you're going to hold screenings for comic book fans that are girls, but fuck us and art, because we can't... I mean, why? We won with this. We all wanted a Wonder Woman movie. Do you think just women wanted a Wonder Woman movie for years? Are you a moron? I just did a live stream the other day. I talked about Gina Carrero, or what her name is, the MMA chick who was in Haywire and Deadpool, and how she should have played Wonder Woman. And I wanted her to play it really bad because I buy her as a badass kicking men's asses because she actually can kick ass. She's a trained fighter, and she did all of her own stunts in Haywire. I can't buy this chick who's playing Wonder Woman even with superpowers. I don't really buy her kicking ass. I think a lot of it's with casting and all that, but. No, they want to show really skinny women beating men up. It's like, why don't you get a buff chick? I don't mind seeing a woman with muscle beating up men. It does not bother me one iota. And like I said, the Gina Carrero, who was in the Fast and the Furious 6, she's sexy as hell. The most iconic superheroes in comic book finally has her own movie. And what better way to celebrate it than an all-female screening? Just a normal screening. There's really no good way to do it. That just the DC comic flick, which stars Israeli actress Gal Gadot, tells the story of Diana, who leaves behind her Amazon nation to become a superhero for the world that desperately needs it. Yeah, World War I was fought by women. A woman saved the day. It wasn't men who were fighting then. Great, let us know when you have a guys-only screening of Thor, Spider-Man, Star Wars, with one viewer at Alamo's Facebook page. Let's see you walk the walk now that you see the... Oh, wait, that's the president's thing. Have you ever hosted a men's-only showing of any film? See, that's very telling. Uh, I'm all for equality, and having a screening specifically stating it is not inclusive to everyone is against equality. I'm not saying Alamo did this intentionally, but it is still wrong. Very sorry if you feel excluded. We thought it might be kind of fun for one screening to celebrate a character who's meant a great deal to women for close to 8 decades. Yeah, just fuck the men and what Wonder Woman meant to them, right? You didn't even consider that when you talked about this? Again, truly, truly, truly sorry that we've offended you. Because all Wonder Woman is to you is a woman. She's not a character. She's not a person. This is sexism. This is what I always say, virtue signaling, social justice shit isn't actual progress and diversity or fighting for anything. It's just saying, look, let's have women stay in a bubble with other women and celebrate woman being a femininity and females, because fuck the male perspective. It's like a male macho movie that are men, which I'm fine with, but the complaint always is that men aren't allowed to enjoy the things they like to do that make them men. And yet when you try to take things from us that we like comic books and superheroes, and say like, well, hey, we're going to hold this woman screening, then you're like, oh, well, fuck you, you sexist pigs, you just don't like women. It's like, no! We like this character because we know the character. It doesn't matter to us. It's just they don't get it. They don't fucking get the basic concept of this stuff. It's like, I like Ripley because of her fucking character. I don't care that Ripley has a vagina. Jesus Christ. I like Sigourney Weaver. I like Linda Hamilton in Terminator. I like Sarah Connor. I don't care that they're women. I like their characters. I like Diana. When Diana is well written and in a good story like Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon show, I love her character. I don't give a fuck that she's a woman. I love Batgirl. You know, Joss Whedon's doing a Batgirl movie, and I'm glad that's happening. I want Joss Whedon to make a Batgirl movie. I want a Barbara Gordon Batgirl movie where she kicks ass. I love fucking Batgirl. I want to see Batgirl. I liked it in the Lego Batman movie that she became the Commissioner. I thought that was a really cool idea, make Barbara the Commissioner. I want this stuff, but I don't want this whole, like, hey, fuck it, let's just have female screenings at other locations and spread it around, cause wow, woman power. That's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid, and it is discrimination in a sense, and I think you should be able to do what you want when you own a theater chain or business. I'm not telling them how to run their place. Obviously, it's successful without my fucking advice. This place is done well. And like I said, I recommend it. It's great. Even though there is a smugness about the Alamo Drafthouse, there always was. People who go there are a bit smug. But still, at the end of the day, I don't know. I just feel like I may sound like a white guy with male tears complaining and being an asshole and a little bitch, but I don't like stuff like this because I don't know, you're telling women that a superhero, the fact that she's a woman and getting this movie made is what makes it relevant. That's the relevancy of it. And I don't think that's what makes movies and art and stuff important and relevant, in a sense. I think when it breaks new ground and does something that's when it's really something we haven't seen before. We've seen great female heroes save the day in a movie before. This will not do something we haven't seen before. It just can't. We've seen it. Like I said, even on Game of Thrones, this isn't going to match that scale. There's no fucking way. And, I don't know, I hope Patty Jenkins does a good job. I hope it's a good movie, you know, but this is, it's funny, though, because it's funny both reactions. There's the people that are overreacting, saying this is total horseshit, and then there's the people that are like articles like this in Gizmodo where they're calling people like assholes for being offended by it and stuff like that, and they're just trolls. Because you're trolled to point out a basic double standard and blinding hypocrisy. It's always trolling. But tell me what you think in the comments section. Do you think you should be able to hold a male screening or a female screening? And like I said, I'm not saying I want to force them to do something. But, I mean, I just think this is kind of like, this was just, it's stupid. That's my main issue with this. I think it's arbitrary and stupid, and it was only done for some kind of press, and really wasn't done to be some cool event. I think this was done just because, you know, they thought, hey, look, we can get some feminist points in Austin if we show a woman-only screening, and then maybe we'll get some alt-right Pepe trolls to attack us in the Trump era. I love Austin, I love the people there, but you also got some bullshit. But, yeah, these articles, theater response to backlash at women screening, Wonder Woman, women-only screening, sparks male outrage. This is at Rolling Stone. The great Rolling Stone. That sparked male outrage is absolutely vital. Men accused popular theater of discrimination, some demanding to know whether the venue had ever offered men-only screenings. What do they mean by being vital? Let me find out what they mean. Let me go down. God damn it. Sorry, it's kind of pausing on me here. Sorry, the video will be over soon. I'm not sad but more disappointed in Alamo than anything. I can see why a lot of guys are getting bothered by it, but come on, there's way more important things in the world to flip out over. I agree. I just make shit posting videos on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to talk about it. And Rolling Stone wrote an article, so fuck it. They're going to write about it. And another pipes up with the old reverse sexism chestnut. Boy, oh boy, turn it around and ban a woman from seeing a movie, all hell would break loose. It would. It would go crazy. People would be pissed. Women would be out picketing. Alamo Drafthouse, epic fail. It's true. A chorus of men echoed the accusation of discrimination, some demanding to know whether the venue had offered men-only screenings. Let's consider the historical context for this moment, which Beth Elderton neatly articulates on Gizmodo. Rolling Stone's referencing Gizmodo. Jesus fuck, Gizmodo is cancer, Rolling Stone. You don't know how shitty this makes anyone look who reads basic shit on the internet? Like, oh, Gizmodo. You might as well put a fucking Polygon article in here. Yeah, we know there hasn't been women's superhero films. That doesn't mean anything. Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Blade, Spider-Man, Space of a Decade. That's because those characters were bought by men and became popular throughout the years, and that's what sold. The market demand wanted Spider-Man, Iron Man, Blade, Captain America, and that's why they still do really well at the box office. A Wonder Woman movie's never going to be able to compete with, like, an Iron Man movie. It just isn't going to happen. We're currently awaiting knee-deep in caps throbbing biceps and magical do-gooders, but the atmosphere is one of undiluted testosterone. I actually disagree with that. I actually think a lot of the films are very emotional and feminine, especially the Marvel films. I don't think they have this much macho bravado. Luke Cage is a very feminine guy. A lot of the Marvel male characters are very feminine acting. They're written by proclaimed feminists like Joss Whedon. I think that's an unfair criticism, actually. I'd say Batman Begins wasn't fueled by testosterone. Some films are, but for the most part, no. I can't. Guardians of the Galaxy, none of those films really were about testosterone or bravado or masculinity. Almost none of them. That's a wrong criticism of the modern superhero film, and that kind of misses the point of a lot of them and how they were adaptations of comic books that aren't about that either. But I don't expect Rolling Stone or Gizmodo to actually know anything about comic books. Yet at least 30 superheroes and comic book films since 2008 have starred men. That doesn't include group franchises like Guardians of the Galaxy, although they usually star male protagonists as well. That's because they make the money. Like Chris Pratt became a big star, and I mean, I don't have to keep explaining this stuff. Like, market demands. People like to see male leads in movies across the world. They make that kind of money. Now you can do franchises like Star Wars where you put women in the lead and it doesn't matter. But when a movie's sold on the character alone, there's just not that many female superheroes to pull from the comic book canon as there's iconic male characters. And that had to do through years of popularity and what was bought and sold and stuff like that. It's just basic shit with business. They're just doing what the people demand. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. To honor the film's significance with all women screening, to emphasize to young girls that they are mighty, is a worthy endeavor. This is like the Ghostbusters thing, that terrible picture with Kristen Wiig and the little girl that looks so fake. Like, I have to go see an all-female Ghostbusters, oh my god! And then it bombed and women weren't inspired. As for the frisson of male outrage, it's all too expected, not to mention the product of gluttonous entitlement. Jesus fuck. Just as reverse racism is structurally impossible, so too is reverse sexism. This is a Rolling Stone article. Many, though not enough of us, yeah, we're not as wise as you, understand that the world is organized so as to bestress the power of white heterosexual men. You cannot be discriminated against in a world that is made for you. Oh my god. Holy sh... And yet, because the internal logic of white male supremacy is elliptical, these social bulwarks are built on sand. The men fear that they have no claim to power. They balk in the shadow of idealized heteromasculinity. Is this a BuzzFeed article? Grasping at its ever-ebbing figure. Or they suspect, rightly, that their dominance is merely the product of historical repetition rather than moral righteousness. This is the white privilege argument, male privilege. A Rolling Stone article is using this whole thing to talk about male privilege. This just proves the point. If they did the opposite, you would be outraged. Fuck your context. You're ruining your context because you're talking shit about men here and they don't right here. And yet because the internal logic of white male supremacy is elliptical. I love that. White male supremacy. It's white, and so white men, fuck other Asian guys, they don't have any supremacy, even though they're the predominant population of the world. It's Asian people, but... in this moralizing article. After all, feminism and female empowerment are only acceptable according to men's terms. That hasn't been for years, actually. Feminists keep telling us we have to accept things on their terms. The premise of your article is wrong. Wonder Woman's presence among the DC superheroes is accepted because her strength is a fetish. So long as she's continued to sexual fantasies, men welcome the novelty of a woman who beats men at their game. She becomes less desirable when she resists a conventional male gaze, or when she becomes a model for other women to emulate, and she becomes a bona fide problem when she is rendered inaccessible, even for a night. Man, fuck this article. Holy shit. This is fucking all... Yeah, so what they mean by vital is to show you that men are fucked up, white toxic males live in a world where they can't accept if a woman isn't put under their male gaze. This is the fucking... This is Gamergate all over again with Wonder Woman. Well, this is bullshit. Fuck you, Rolling Stone. Fuck you, Gizmodo. Fuck Alamo Drafthouse. And fuck anyone that feels this way. Yeah, this pisses me off anymore. This is a major publication that just used this to shit on white guys and basically be racist and sexist. What only reinforces the outrage as justification. This is vital. It's vital to show that you're full of shit. You don't understand why we love these characters. You don't understand the nuance and perspective. You don't understand the context because, of course, this is all about hating white men because that's what we're getting back to. I've done this whole thing without criticizing women or talking about women being an issue or any issue with women, but everything that's being negative about this is criticizing men. Fuck you. This is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, go fuck yourselves.